Hey, what's up you guys? So today's video is sponsored by an awesome program called Nurse Hub. Nurse Hub is actually a nursing test prep site that ensures students pass their entrance nursing exams the very first time. Specifically, in my case, I had to take the TEAS test, but in other programs you may have the HESI or the Wonderlic. And did I say the very first time you will pass? This awesome website first just assesses you where you are as far as chemistry, math, science, everything you need in order to pass these entrance exams. I know for me, I struggled. I actually failed my TEAS test the very first time, and I was just oblivious of where I could go to actually help me because I only had failed the science part and I didn't understand how or why because I had a prior bachelor's degree. So I was very frantic trying to figure out what resources I could use, in order to ensure that I would pass and I would start nursing school on time. And so I wish that I had Nurse Hub. This nursing test prep site ensures, again, that you pass in the very first time. And I love that they guarantee that if you do not pass and you actually fail, that they will still give you the premium subscription, which again is only $19.99, which is less than taking an entrance exam again. We'll give it to you free to ensure that when you test again that you will pass. What I also love about it is that even after you pass, they have a lot of nursing test prep things in order to ensure that you actually succeed in nursing school, dealing with anxiety, test taking strategies. It's awesome, and it's again only $19.99. If you're interested, just hit that link in the subscription box, share it with a friend. So this is for all of my nursing students, all those aspiring to be nurses. You have to pass the entrance exam. So look up Nurse Hub, and I believe that it will help you very much. So happy Saturday night. I am vlogging this shift. I am here again, ready to get this shift started. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, please subscribe, tell a friend. But I want to take you along for my weekend shift and weekday, whatever shift. So I'm working Saturday night all the way up to Tuesday night. So I'll try to vlog through the whole thing, hopefully give you some good content. So the number one thing you need as a nurse is a computer. And a lot of times it is just really hard to find a computer. But on this day, another coworker who was working day shift left me a computer and put my name on it without me even asking. So I want to go over some of the things I commonly get to stock my drawer. Of course, you need 10 milliliter syringes. I don't keep them in my drawer because we cannot, after my shift is over, I do remove them. You need some alcohol wipes, lots of these because you will be injecting people. Curios caps are a must because you're always going to have lines. So this is for the end of the tubing if you have IV fluids hanging. And then the other Curios cap is this one. It actually goes at the end of IV tubing. Some other things that I get, I actually get some med cups, of course, that's a must. You also have the paper ones, but it depends on what your unit has. I do get bags, plastic bags, only because I put my patient meds in there. I do take one of these just in case a patient who has to get crushed meds or cut meds doesn't have it in a room because it's only one per patient. This is a blunt needle. This is for pulling up meds when you have like liquid meds like heparins and things of that sort. So you need those all the time. This is the ending of the needle when you have insulin, like Humalog, which is one of these. Some other things, I do sometimes take this as the insulin needle for people who have like regular insulin that needs to be pulled up. I do get this 25 gauge needle. This is for heparin shots. And then also get the 3 milliliter syringes, and I also have the 10 milliliter syringes as well. One thing that's not in here in my room right now is cotton balls. I get cotton balls. Yeah. So I had to come down to another floor in order to grab a specific dressing for a dressing change. I just want to let you all know again that when you do have dressing changes, make sure you're actually following doctor's orders so that that wound can adequately heal per the doctor's orders. Okay, so this is the good old manual BP cuff. This is clinical assessment or nursing assessment 101. This is the first skill that I was checked up on. So you're not familiar or feel comfortable using a manual BP, please practice. Go practice and do some more manual BPs. I say that because I do have a lot of patients as a nurse that suffer from hypertension. So a lot of times the Dynamap or the automatic blood pressure cuff does give high ratings or low ratings. So a manual BP is very accurate. And just some pointers when you do have either a low or high BP, the first thing is just to make sure the BP cuff is adequate. If that's not the case, make sure that they're actually taking the blood pressures in both arms to see which one is the lowest. And then, do what you got to do to make sure that blood pressure goes down. Give them some BP meds or something, Hey, you guys. So it's about 6:39 a.m. Checked on all my patients. Things are doing okay. I had a patient that basically had a high BP. Gave him his PRN hydrolysine. In an hour, he's supposed to check their blood pressure, and it did not budge. When you have things like this where a blood pressure is kind of wacky, the first thing you need to do is check to make sure first that the blood pressure cuff is not too big or too small. It's the appropriate size, because that can alter the blood pressure reading. In this case, I felt that it was a little too big, but there's no in between, so it was the best that I could do. So what I did was I went and got a manual BP. Always get a manual as well, just to check and see. You're not really supposed to intervene, or really you don't need to intervene in my hospital if the systolic is less than 180. So anything over 180, we do interventions. You have PRN hydrolysine and you administer that, and so in an hour later you check it. So in my case, I did a manual, and it was like a significant jump in his systolic. So and this actual cuff for the manual was a little smaller. So I think that his blood pressure cuff is a little smaller, but I'm going to suggest for the next nurse that she checks it manually. And also there was like that pattern in his blood pressure where it was going up, it was in the same systolic area, and then it was going down. It was fluctuating, so he kind of had a trend of fluctuating systolic blood pressure. So that's kind of it. Pretty standard shift, nothing really that was significant or stood out. I'm very tired. This is my first night of 4, so may the Lord be with me.